Hey guys, welcome back to Chronicles of a Crafter. So today I'm going to be embellishing something inside of this book. This is one of my personal junk journals. I believe it's my fall journal from last year, which I decided that I may just do a couple of embellishments in here and then put it out there for sale. So we'll see what happens. I'm not sure yet. So anyway, let's see. I want to do a belly band somewhere in here on an undecorated page. Let's just put one right here. And very simply, you can just take a belly band, pop it on here. This is about 1 inch by, I don't know, 9 inches maybe. Yeah, it's about 1 by 9. However high the book is the height of the belly band strip that I'm using. So yeah, I'm just going to, you can just simply just glue this down right there and done. You have a belly band. You can stick things underneath it, you know, once it's glued down, and go from there. So what I want to do is really jazz up this little strip right here, and I want to mark where I'm going to place my belly band. So I'm just going to flip over my dangles right there into the book and close it. I made these little tiny envelopes. Now you're probably saying, oh, I have a die cut that does that. I don't. So what I did was I figured out how to make these little mini envelopes, which you can also just like do a little bit of embellishing on it itself by just putting a ball pen on there. This is a ball pen, right? That is a ball pen. Okay, so I'm just gonna use this ball pen and pop it right through here. You can put a brad if you like, if you don't trust the structural makeup of your paper. Let's say you only used a book page to make this little tiny envelope. Now it doesn't want to close. Okay, let's say you only use book page, right? Which is what this is. I used a book page to make this little tiny envelope, but I also use cardstock. Thank you, Alexa. So I mean, if I use cardstock and I think my cardstock is thick enough as opposed to book page, then I can definitely use it as an addition to my spine dangle by just adding a bow pin on it and sticking it into the spine jewelry that I have here. That's one way to use it. Another way, you can actually use this as a tuck. So you can glue this down on two sides, two of the squared sides, the flat edges, and then create like a little tuck spot. You can tuck little things behind it. I'm doing a belly band with this one, so I'm not going to do a spine dangle or spine jewelry with it. I'm not going to use it as a tuck. I'm going to add this to my belly band and create something a little decorative, something more than what it originally was, to go into this journal. So I'm just going to layer these envelopes on here, and I'm also going to show you how I made my envelopes. So this is pretty much the way it's going to get laid out. And one more at the top. Let's see. I don't know, red on red maybe. Maybe I will swap this one and put it up here, and then put that one down there. Okay, so that's pretty much the layout that I'm going to use for this belly band. And then you can also decorate each envelope also individually. So I'll probably do that next. I'm going to show you guys how I made these little envelopes. To begin with, you're going to need a square piece of paper. I believe my envelopes are about this size. This is a 2 by 2 square piece of paper, and all you really want to do is just fold it on its diagonal, let one corner touch the other, and then just pinch right here in the middle. And then you're going to fold it over again on the opposite side, and then just pinch right there in the middle. And the spot where your two pinch marks come together, I'll use a pencil to show you guys where mine is located. It's right here. I put a little pencil mark, okay? Then you're going to take one corner of your square and bring it over to meet that pencil mark. So it looks like this, right? And you're going to do the same thing on the other corner. Try to get this as straight as possible. This is like the most important part of making the envelope square. If you don't get this section straight, you will end up with a twisted envelope. And I do have a couple of those down there. Once you've done that, you then want to fold upwards. I'll do this side. I'll fold upwards my bottom section of that envelope about 2/3 of the way. So here's what it looks like when it's open. You want to come all the way over to this section of the envelope by folding it up and creating a flat edge on two sides, right here like this, and a flat edge over here on this side. Sorry, my camera's a little blurry. I'm gonna back you guys up some. Hopefully it'll focus a little better. At least I think it's blurry. Maybe it's not, I don't know. Well, once you've gotten this section down, all you need to do is fold over your bottom flap section. You're not going to put the crease fully until you fold it back up, and make sure that your creases meet these two ends of the envelope right there. This way it's perfectly square and even. Okay, again, if you missed any of that, it's really simple. I'm going to reopen it and show you guys. You need a 2x2 square piece of paper. You're going to fold it to meet it's the corners on the diagonal and pinch right here in the center. You're then going to fold it the opposite direction, put these two corners together, and pinch right there in the center. And where your center pinches meet is where you're going to put a little pencil mark right there. Then you're going to fold over one side of the envelope, the square, to meet the pencil mark, and fold over the other side of the square to meet that pencil mark as well. And then you're going to fold upward to create the bottom section of the envelope by giving it, I want to say about maybe, let's see, I want to give you an accurate measurement, or an estimated accurate measurement. It's about 1 centimeter, okay? Fold it up towards the center and then tuck in your upper flap on the center piece, and then you have yourself a little envelope. You can then round the corner of your envelope flap if you like. I did. I like that look. And then you open it back up and glue everything down. It's really that simple. Now, this is not necessarily an envelope that you can actually use to put anything in. This is more of an embellishment. It really serves no actual function other than what you use it for after you've created it. So again, you can't really tuck anything into anything this size, but you can use it as a tuck on its own, and tuck things behind it, or create a bigger pocket with smaller envelopes like this one. All right, that's a 2x2 inch piece of paper. I'm going to show you on a 3x3 inch. This was single-sided paperweight. This is single-sided cardstock, and I'm going to show you the exact same thing. This one measures a little bit larger than the previous, so you will get a bigger envelope, obviously. This is 3x3, and I'm going to do the same steps. I'm just going to meet those two corners on the diagonal and pinch that center section. Do the same thing for the opposite side and pinch that center section. And then where my two pinches cross, I'm just going to put a little pencil mark right there. And then I'm going to fold in one side to meet that pencil mark. Trying to get this as straight as possible. Same thing, fold in the other side to meet that pencil mark. Right? So there's that, and then I'm going to fold this up about 3/4 right, I'm gonna come all the way up into this this triangle over here. Once I've done that, I'm then going to fold my flap. It's best to fold it this way first and line it up with the angles on the folded section of the envelope. I'll show you what I mean by that. See, this line right here continues all the way till it goes all the way to the edge here, and the same thing here, it continues all the way, so it's even, right? You want it to be as even as possible. Then you flip it back in and you have yourself an even bigger envelope. Here's our original 2x2, here's our 3x3, and again, it's just a matter of having a squared piece of paper. Here is a 4x4. Again, the larger, excuse me, the larger the measurements of the paper, as long as it's a square, the bigger the envelope will become. All right, so here's a 4x4. I'm gonna make another one much larger. Put my little mark right there so I can see it. I'm gonna fold this one in to touch that little line, and then I'm gonna fold this side in to touch that other line, or the same little pencil mark. Then I'm gonna fold this side up about a centimeter upward. It'll probably be a little bit more than a centimeter because this is a bigger envelope. So here with the 4x4, I've given it 2 centimeters. Okay, so I basically doubled what we've done for the 2x2. Then I'm going to fold that up, give it a nice tight crease. I'm going to fold this section down, let it meet right there and right there. Perfect, right? So now this line continues all the way to there and all the way to there. And then I'm going to flip back on the inside so it looks like an envelope, and round my corner. I think okay, round the corner. And then you can glue everything down. This envelope, but on the other hand, may be able to tuck things into because of its sheer size. It's way bigger than a 2x2 or 3x3. A 3x3, maybe you'll be able for it to be usable, but I know a 4x4 is definitely usable as an envelope. Okay, so yeah, you just glue everything down. And again, if you're going to use this 4x4 one as an actual envelope, you just need to glue down the flaps so that they touch, leaving yourself space for something to get tucked in there, right? So, and then you just glue here on this side and glue here on that side. It's basically the same step for all the envelopes. Okay, but now this can actually be used to tuck something in, right? Okay, so that's basically it. That's all it is to, it takes to make these little envelopes. It's really simple. Again, you just need a square piece of paper. This is cardstock. This is cardstock, but this is paperweight, and basically any kind of paper can make an envelope. Here's back to my belly band. I am just going to glue down some of these on here. It's gonna go, I believe, like so. Let's see. Nope, it's gonna go this way. Yeah, okay. So that will be my first envelope that I'm gluing down onto the belly band. Here is my second. It's just going on an angle all the way down. This one's the third. It'll be paper. It's a book page, okay? And that's also gonna go right here. Nope, it's gonna go this way. Right, and let's do a different one. I don't like the red on red, so I'm just going to glue down this guy right here in the center, and two more at the bottom. be this guy. Oh, wrong direction, sorry. It goes this way. And then my last one, let's repeat this one, but the opposite. Oh, I like that. Okay, and that one will go this way. Okay, so now I have myself this really adorable belly band. I just need to find my page that I want to stick it into this journal. You can wait till everything dries and then ink it, or if you want, you can just ink it right now. I don't think it matters too much, as long as it's held together fairly well. So I'm just going to ink the ones that I did not ink initially when it was an envelope, and we'll stick this down into our book. Okay, so I'm just going to use my craft bond. It's the glue I've been using all along, and I'm just going to put a bead of glue at the top and a bead of glue at the bottom. You guys know how to make a belly band, right? It's just that simple. And of course it's going to be overhang, which is great. It overhangs on the top of the page from the envelopes, and at the bottom of the page as well from the envelopes. Okay. And now that's a usable page that I can tuck things behind, right? Just like that. So that's just one little something that you can do to enhance or embellish your book. I'm going to get some little things to go on each one of these envelopes to make them stand out just a little bit more. 2 ticks. So I have here these little buttons. These are just some little fancy buttons that I picked up online. I bought them in bulk. I also have some paper flowers. These are just some paper flowers from the dollar store. This button is I guess it's a dandelion. I have here a skull and like a paper fan. Okay, I hope you guys can see this because it looks really tiny to me. So yeah, I'll just zoom you in just a little bit closer. This is what I'm going to embellish these little envelopes with on this belly band. So yeah, I have here just some paper flowers, some fancy buttons, and I'm just going to decorate the envelopes just a little bit, just so that they pop some more. I'm going to use Fabri-Tac for this because Fabri-Tac glues lots of things: wood, leather, fabric, lace, glass, the list goes on and on. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue right here on the back of these buttons and paper flowers. Just a little dab will do ya on all of these, right? And that just gives it a little pop, like just a little something extra, a little textured embellishment for your journal. Okay, and that's going to dry probably overnight, but it doesn't take very long to dry. So that's that. I think that's pretty much, yeah, I think that's it. That'll work. So this is our project for today. I enhanced or embellished this page. It's a very plain page in the journal with a belly band. Okay, and it was made with paper and buttons. Paper and glue and buttons. Okay, I'll leave this out to dry. I also wanted to show you guys just a little project that I've been working on. These are just, okay, so again, let's talk about die cut, right? So you have a die that can cut you a whale tail, which looks like that, right? The whale tail tabs. that goes at the top of most tags or journaling cards or whatever, right? So here's the die that would have cut this out, would have made a whale tail tag like that. If you don't have the die, you don't have to go with just a whale tail shape. You can do something as simple as this. This is just a 2x1 piece of paper that I stamped. Okay, so it was a full sheet. I just stamped all over it, everywhere. Then I cut them up into 2x1 strips. Then I just folded them in half, and using a standard hole punch, do I have one here? Probably not. A standard hole punch created all of these little corners all the way around. You can see that. There we go. A standard hole punch created my corners, which is like an inverted point or an inverted rounded corner, and I punched a hole in the middle with the full size of the hole punch. I'm going to show you guys what I mean by that. Here is a tag, okay, that I created a long time ago. So instead of putting one of these pretty little whale tail tabs up here, right, which would have been fine, but I decided to go with this instead. And then I was able to punch all the way through the tag and the tab, and if I want, I can then stick like an eyelet in there and really spruce it up. Here's another one that I made. This is just a or a brad. If you have a brad, you can punch a brad through there. Another tag that I made, again, just added that little something. Just that little something changes the whole thing, right? It just makes each tag look just a little bit different, a little bit more unique, and it pops a lot. All right, so here I'll just show y'all what I mean. I'm gonna grab a piece of paper. Let me find some cardstock, and I'm going to show you guys exactly how I made this without using a die or a die cutting machine. Okay, 2 ticks. Alright, so each one of these are 1 inch by 2 inches wide and long. Okay, all you do is fold it in half. It's a single-sided piece of cardstock. It was a 12 by 12 that I've cut down, or maybe it was a 6 by 6 that I just cut down into the size strips that I need. And I'm just going to fold it in half. There's no scoring involved, no measurement other than getting the strip down to a 2x1, right? And then you're going to take your standard punch. This is a $1.25 hole punch, okay? And I'm just going to snip the corners just like so, all the way around, using only about, I want to say like maybe a quarter of the hole punch. Okay, I'm not going all the way in, I'm not going to half, I'm doing about a little quarter for the corner to disappear. So it's kind of like an inverted circle punch or corner rounder, right? And then you want to find the center, which on pattern paper could be easier to find. And you just punch yourself a little circle out, okay? And then you have this little tab that you can then use at the top of your page. I'm going to show you guys one more time. I'm just folding this in half, a 2x1 piece of paper. I'm going to go all the way around and just snip away the corners, right? So now I have this. Right, this is how I make tickets as well. I'm sure you guys have seen me make tickets, and I'm just gonna eyeball the center. Doesn't have to be perfect, but yep, I just eyeballed the center, and now I have another little tab. Here it is again, same procedure, 2x1 inch strip. And I'm just doing this like preemptively because with all the journals that I've made, I'm going to embellish each one of them ever so slightly, or provide a kit of embellishments to go with the journal, so that, you know, for the person who's receiving a junk journal for the first time and has no idea what to do with it, at least they'll see that, you know, it comes with something, right? And it's not like, well, what do I do now that I have this book with random pages in it? And I'm not sure what a junk journal is. Anyway, those are my 2 little projects for today. I hope you guys give these a try. Don't forget, like, try this. This is really simple to do. The 2" by 2" square sheet of paper to make envelopes is really easy. I did a bunch of these while sitting in the passenger seat driving up to my family reunion in South Carolina. And then when I got there, I added some washi tape to it, right? Just to make it a little bit more, stand out just a little bit more fancy. Again, you can always add a ball pin, either with a very tiny eyelet, right? Or just punch it through if you think your paper is strong enough, and then you can add it to your spine dangle, your spine jewelry, just like so. Okay, so anyway guys, I'm gonna leave y'all like right here. Look how pretty that is. I hope you guys had a great 4th of July weekend. Let me know what you guys did for the 4th. Just drop me a note down below in the comment section. I'd love to hear what you guys did for the 4th. And yeah, I know I haven't done any videos recently. I took a couple of weeks off just to reset and spend some time with family. So yeah, I hope you guys have a smashing weekend. Go do something wonderful, and don't forget to stay naturally curious. All right, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.